So Duke Succulus, I don't know how to pronounce it still, works a bit different in leagues. Normally, how the fight goes is you get 12 of each resource to make two potions, and then you use the two potions on Duke to start the fight. Um, In leagues, you can actually leave the instance with the items, either the incomplete resources or the complete potions, and you can also bank those items. So you can essentially, for total recallers like me who can't stay in the instance indefinitely. I mean, technically, I could stay in the instance indefinitely with Last Stand. The idea here is to, well, I think I'm almost at in like 100 more salt or so. I will have enough salt for 299 kills, assuming I want to actually stay here for 300 kill count. And then I'm also, I basically have to pick the same amount of mushrooms from each side, which will take considerably longer to get 1794 mushrooms of each kind, because the mushrooms, unlike the salt, the mushrooms are unstackable from what I've seen. I'm not sure what the pestle and mortar is for. Maybe it's for grinding the mushrooms, but I don't think it is. So I believe I'm going to have to. I'm not even going to be careful about taking my time for this part, but I don't think the. Oh, okay. So cool. I guess that was an update for UIMs. The powder thing. Otherwise, this fight would be a bit more of a pain in the ass for UIMs. Or maybe it's just a quality of life thing overall, because, like, otherwise, what, you would dump all your resources out at the entrance when you start. But I don't understand why they couldn't just. Oh, cool. You have to wait for a cooldown. That's really cool, I guess. Well, I did say this would take longer, so. Well, I just found something interesting with leagues, I guess. So I've said this before, but they made the Duke name pronunciation again. Huh? The wiki has proper name pronunciation. It's pronounced Sukelas, I think. But yeah, these potion components you can't actually bank. So I basically have to, you know, pretend I'm a UIM at this point and finish my current grind because, I can't bank the potion components. I don't know why they designed it this way. There are a number of items you can't bank. It's old school is a little bit more lenient. If you ever look into RuneScape 3, they put this restriction on a lot of XP items like lamps. Lamps is the main thing for old school, but RuneScape 3 has Treasure Hunter, which just basically generates lamps on command so long as you have the actual real life money for it. And for whatever reason, they don't let you bank it, even though lamps aren't affected by double XP weekend. So I never really understood the whole restriction on banking XP to be used at a certain time, especially in RuneScape 3 standard where, it's pay to win. But this isn't really bankable XP. It's just an item that you can't even actually get outside of the Duke encounter in main game. So putting a restriction on banking it, I guess if people somehow found a way to glitch it outside of the encounter, it would protect the integrity of the speed kill achievement, because then they could just make 2 potions as soon as they enter the encounter, and that would be an easy speed kill achievement. But they don't change things exclusively for leagues except for stuff like this. I'm sure it was an oversight, but whatever. Well, I probably shouldn't have gotten ahead of myself, but not only can you not bank the Duke potion components, but you also lose them on death. So if you're this far into the league and you die to Duke with all these potion ingredients, let it be known that you cannot retain them. So if you're not the best at Duke, you probably shouldn't accumulate all the ingredients at once that you require. Maybe do like I don't know, like 300 at a time, maybe 100 at a time. Take it a step at a time, basically. But it's pretty brain dead, though, for getting the speed achievements out of the way. I can confirm that point. Alright, so I've been doing a bit of Duke, and I got the Magus Ring, or Magus Ring, another thing I don't know how to pronounce. Absolutely no use beyond the 200 league points, which puts us at 56,180. So just under 4,000 left for the Dragon Cup. Alright, well, I'm still at Duke. I'm at 87 kills or so. I've gotten my 3rd mask, the Magus Ring, and nothing really else to note. I still can't do an Awakened Duke kill. I've been trying to force it with Last Stand. I'm just not sure what do I want to say? I'm not sure the health point of which I should purposefully proc Last Stand and then just stand there and kill it and benefit from the 10 seconds of invulnerability. So, it's something. Whatever. Alright, so we're halfway done the kill count tasks, knocked out 150 Duke kills, still at the same amount of uniques, if we're not counting orbs, which are boosted for leagues. Doing an Awakened kill actually slightly ups the unique rate from Duke and other DT2 bosses. It's just, it's probably actually worthwhile using up all the orbs on leagues, especially if you're like a build where you can largely ignore Awakened boss mechanics, especially with Last Stand. But it's something I still need to learn before I actually, kill the boss in the Awakened version for the first time. So yeah, pretty interesting boss. It's kind of like skilling and killing. Let's see if I get a cool drop. That's interesting. First time I got that drop. I think that is the only source of sea turtles I can get in my regions. It's either that or like Kandarin, I think. Most of the time when bosses drop high level food, it's like manta rays seems to be the more popular one. Yeah. I'm like trying to make something interesting out of a very uninteresting drop, but yeah, 151 down, 149 to go. Still no axe pieces in leagues. You can get all 4 axe pieces from a single DT2 boss. Normally in main game, you get 1 axe piece that corresponds to each of the bosses, so you have to kill all 4 of them to assemble the Soul Reaper axe, which I think will be our best / attack bonus melee weapon. But at this point, and this far in the league, I don't honestly know where I would actually use the Soul Reaper axe. I don't even have a 1x1. Well, I don't think the whole 1x1 classification matters for Soul Reaper axe. But I guess it would be better than Khopesh in situations where it's a longer fight that I have to use slash or crush for, and it's an instanced fight type of thing. So somewhere like Duke, it would help. It might end up being better than Demon Bane. I have no idea, but the slash accuracy is decent. But the axe only really shines in longer fights, and if we're going to bring main game into it, it shines where the scythe doesn't or can't. So the scythe benefits from larger monsters, and there aren't a whole lot of small boss monsters. You've got things like Barrows, Vardorvis. I can't really think of any others right now off the top of my head. Usually boss monsters are pretty beefy in their click box size, so that's where Scythe comes into play. Otherwise, it'd be good at things like Slayer, Slayer tasks where you have small monsters and you can't feasibly barrage them. I don't exactly know where that would be, but it'd be nice if the axe had more uses, to be honest, for how much of a nuisance it is to obtain, but here we are, I guess. Alright, well, speaking of the Soul Reaper axe, not long after that tirade about the Soul Reaper axe, I got the first Soul Reaper axe component, the Eye of the Duke. Yeah, if I'm looking at the boosted drop page correctly, we're looking at a 1 in 444 drop rate per axe piece for the Soul Reaper axe. So I guess we can expect a full axe in about math. I'm just going to do 150 times 4. 600 kills or so. Something like that. Alright, we're halfway done the Soul Reaper axe assembly. We got the Siren Staff. 2 more axe pieces to go, and I'm still at 3 of the same Virtus Mask, 1 Magus Ring, Chromium Ingots, and other stuff doesn't really matter, but yep. Alright, so 288 kill count, and we got our second unique piece of Virtus, our 4th overall piece. The Virtus Row Bottoms. Not much to speak of them. Eventually it'll be my mage best in slot, but when am I going to use mage beyond 30 mil more XP, if I even have to do that for dragon rank? It's a collection log at the very least, but it is points when I get the full set. Alright, that is 300 dukes defeated for 200 points. I still have the CA task remaining, the full Virtus remaining, and the Soul Reaper axe task remaining. Oh, we'll see if I go back, but that's my current loot on the top right, and I am about 7,200 points away from Dragon rank. Alright, with this inventory, I will get 99 herb lore. I think I'm going to do construction after this, but before I do that, I'm going to take a extremely short PVM break and kill the rabbit located in Prifddinas, or I guess maybe it's more like Gwyneth, the town north of Prif. It's normally a tough fight, and people tend to range it with things like diamond bolts because you're fairly inaccurate against it. But with Total Recall and the accuracy and DPS of leagues, it should be quite a simple fight. Alright, it is time for another large amount of points all at once. I'm going to get 600 points all at once for, well, it's probably pretty easily predictable at this point what I'm doing. As you can see, my construction level is not quite 99, so gonna boost it up and construct a set of demonic thrones for 400 points, and then reaching level 99 construction for another 200 points, bringing us to a chunk of 600 points. I am now at 58,580 points. Very close. I probably will actually get 60k points before max, but I probably still want to max in the first place, even when I do reach 60k beforehand. Alright, there's 99 agility from underwater agility. It was interesting actually doing this activity. I didn't learn a whole lot because I didn't really have flippers to fully explore the course, but it's definitely something I've never done before. So fletching is pretty much in almost the same state as agility. I'm only missing out on 500k experience. I guess I've got more broad arrows to fletch, and maybe fletch some dragon arrows from all the heads I've accumulated from bosses. Alright, there we go. 99 fletching. Just had enough dragon arrow tips to get that level. So now I'm like 600 points off of dragon rank. And the skills I have left to max are fire making and rune crafting. Basically, in my opinion, the worst for last. Basically, I have to pay attention, high action rate, more or less. Stuff like that. There's a good line fire making spot that I'm gonna use with Total Recall at this straight line for the wilderness demarcation point. So I'm just gonna Total Recall in one spot and use the clue compass to get back to Shiloh Village for a bank. I feel like that's the best approach. All right, well, I am ever so nearing dragon rank on League's Raging Echoes. Luckily, I don't have to max in order to attain dragon rank. Max Cape doesn't have a whole lot of benefits when you compare how OP some of the relics are in Leagues. The only one I can really imagine I'd want would maybe be Mining Cape if I wanted to go for 50 mil XP, Smithing Cape if I wanted to go for 50 mil XP, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think I want to attempt to knock out all the tasks I can. My original goal was Corp Pet. Did not get that, but I could keep playing and keep trying and see if I get lucky. But at this point in time, it was nice to, get Dragon Rank again. But I am a whopping 20 points off. And with that in mind, I'm going to keep the clip running while I complete a very easy task I have left off that I just haven't done. Of course, I don't have any direct teleport to that location, so I'll just keep the clip running. It was a interesting league. I guess I should. What else should I say? It was interesting. Got lucky with pets. Got the Zalcano pet, the Orphan, the Callisto pet. So I don't think I'm due for a Corp Beast pet if I try to go for it with the remaining week we have. It was kind of boring not having raids or to actually play with anyone, but that's neither here nor there. It's all in the past. But let's see, where is this location? What I'm looking for. Is it here? No, that's not it. I'm looking for the pub, the Old Knight. Named after the RuneScape player, the Old Knight. I think it's in here. Maybe not. This is supposedly, yeah, this is Soul Wars, and then this south area is kind of pretending to be Stealing Creation, and that's kind of pretending to be what do you call it? Fist of Gothics. This is all an area in RuneScape 3 called the Gamer's Grotto. And they kind of put it in old school, although it's only really a portal to Soul Wars, so not much use to that. But I think I'm looking for some sort of staircase. This is probably it, and I'm just going crazy. No. Oh, it's probably here. Some pub that I've never been to on old school. That's not it either. Free for all, altar. Oh, and now I've got this clip going on for way too long. I have no idea. Oh, wait. Oh, is it really just... Oh, it's literally just this. Okay. I passed by this a couple times. So. And here we are. Cheers, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your league.